Hey, this is Overpass Insights. My name is Eric and I make apps. Now today I want to ask you guys a question. Do you turn on automatic updates for your developer tools? Alright, so today I want to respond to a comment we got yesterday from Antonio R about automatic updates. Here's what Antonio says. Hi Eric, thank you for your videos and they've been very helpful. Cool. Android Studio has had an update for the IDE and now my Android app isn't working properly. Do you always update the IDE or do you avoid updating it as long as possible? Sorry if you've had this question before. No, I've never had this question before, and it's something throughout the course of my career that software developers were always talking about. Are you the kind of developer who turns on automatic updates? Like, it used to be when I was a web developer and everything was on the server, it was like, do you allow the server to have automatic updates? In that case, the answer was always, hell no. Like, there's nothing worse than as a software developer, we have something that's working one day and it's not working the next day and you have no idea why. Like, you have to go and track down what's happened to this thing, right? But the nice thing about a server is you could be running a legacy operating system on that as long as you want. But as an app developer or a client-side developer, you've always got to be thinking about your users. Your users are going to have automatic updates. Now, when it comes to an IDE, for the most part, it shouldn't mess up your code, right? You might be able to go into the build.gradle file and be able to set it back to an earlier version of Android, but you know, it could still happen. Right now, I have automatic updates on everything. So when Xcode updates, it'll update my IDE, which is sometimes a problem. Like every so often, I'll go to run something, and for whatever reason, it's not working anymore, and that kind of sucks. However, I have done the other thing too, where I have some code where I haven't touched it in like maybe a couple of years, and maybe a client wants to change to it or I need to update something. I take that thing out, and because it hasn't been updated in so long, because it hasn't had those incremental automatic updates, then it's like a huge thing. So right now I have this app that I have to rewrite from Swift version 1 to at least 4.2, and I've just been struggling with that for like the last day, and it's driving me crazy because this is, you know, the IDE is going to change at some point, or eventually what happens is, let's say Android updates their platform, and you're fine, right? You still keep building. I mean, you still, whatever compiles, as long as it supports the latest version. Like on my phones, I'm always updating, right? Making sure, because that's what the clients are going to have. But the compiler, that doesn't necessarily have to be updated unless it's a requirement by the platform. So when, you know, Apple stopped accepting Swift 2 applications, it had to be at least Swift 4, I think. So that's why I can't release anything. So a lot of times, like, if you don't do automatic updates, sometimes you're like sitting there, everything's compiling, you're in the development, you're developing because you're using an old thing, and then when you go to upload it to Google Play or you go to upload it to the Apple App Store, then at that point they say, no, we require Swift version 5. No, we require Platform 28 as a minimum, right? And then you have to go through and go back to testing. So for that reason alone, I have automatic updates turned on. But it's scary. It's scary when something was working yesterday and it's not working today. Like something happened overnight and you didn't know about it. It used to be like these kind of updates weren't so automatic. You knew which browser version you were on. You knew which, you know, IDE version you were on. But a lot of times they're more fluid now with these frequent updates and everything like that. So to answer your question, Antonio, me personally, I turn on automatic updates. But I know a lot of developers were like, no, they don't do it at all. They'll turn off automatic updates so they can keep working and they don't have that distraction. I always think they're just kicking the can down the road, because at some point they're going to have to deal with that distraction later, and it's probably better to bite the bullet now. There's nothing worse than like you're going to do something like a simple label change or change the color of something, and then you spend 2 hours updating some code that doesn't work or something like that. But I find that's pretty rare. So I hope you get your Android app working. Let me ask the rest of you guys out there, do you turn on automatic updates for either for your phone, as a user, or as a developer, your development tools, you turn on the automatic updates? And if not, why not? And if so, why do you do it? For me, I just want to keep current. I want to make sure I don't get hit with something later on that I'm not dealing with today. So anyway, Antonio, thank you very much for the question. That was really awesome. That came in on one of the YouTube shorts. I don't know if you guys are happy with those YouTube shorts, but we're trying them out, something new. I hope you guys have, thank you for liking, subscribing, you know, all that kind of stuff. I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you again next time.
I like that nervous look on your face when you're starting to think that you're talking too much. I like how we just met, and I'm not even slightly afraid to be opening up. I like that we've been sitting